It's fine. Nope, I got it. Okay. Cool.
Hello, everyone. So, whoever's left of the class, we will put this on Instagram as well. So, if you want to review, you can sit here. I'm gonna stand. So, we wanted to thank you guys for being here, and we really want to inspire more individuals and more women to pursue the space of hormone health, and it's becoming a massive topic in all of wellness. And so we have 3 speakers today to kind of share their journeys and kind of their stories. If you want to just introduce yourself and then kind of think about tell us more about 2 Moons and what inspired you to get started.
Thank you for having me, Dasha and Sputnik. My name is Terry Chang. I am the CEO and co-founder of 2 Moons Health. We have created the first of its kind seed cycling supplement, which is a cycle synced supplement that aligns with the phases of your menstrual cycle so you can have a more balanced cycle. So for people who struggle with PMS, PMDD, perimenopause, hormonal acne, cycle irregularities, this product is for you, and also for certain individuals who might have fertility goals because it helps with cycle timing. It helps you predict the length of your cycle in a more regular way. There have been some fertility doctors that have been prescribing this as well, but also if you want to plan out your calendar to avoid conception, it also helps to know what your cycle timing is. So a little bit about what inspired me and my co-founder to found this company. So I was an entertainment lawyer. I practiced law for 18 years prior to founding this. My co-founder is a doctor at Weill Cornell Hospital. She's a neurologist, and we've been best friends. We met in a piano class 17 years ago. And 2 years ago, we were having a gathering of our women friends. We were holding a clothing swap in my apartment, and we got to talking about hormonal health and our difficulties with our own cycles, which is a very personal thing that even after 15 years of friendship, we had never really disclosed. So I said I really struggled with very difficult periods, and it turned out a lot of other women did. And my friend, she's a doctor, she recommended seed cycling. And I said, that's great. I love how natural it is. It's combining raw seeds at different parts of the month. And she had done it for years. Her father's an OBGYN, and he had recommended it. And I said, that sounds wonderful, but it's really inconvenient. So how can we modernize this? How can we make this more sustainable for modern women's lives, which are very busy, and it's really hard to track these things. So we developed a 2-part capsule system. We filed for a patent, and we launched in January. And we actually held our launch party here in this space. So it's really wonderful to be back. So that's a little bit about me.
It's still morning, right?
About to
give you a long one.
Oops. I think we're stuck here. I think it's a little stuck. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Won't go over that one, maybe. Anyway, I'm Karen Ballou, founder of Immunology, which means a study of the skin's immunity. And I founded the brand after having had cancer. And going through Hodgkin's lymphoma was a tough time in my life. And I also realized, whoa, the skin really does change. And I was working and studying skin, actually clay water for the skin. And I was at that time told, drink the clay water. I go, whoa, okay, chemo, radiation, clay water, I think this would be pretty good for me. And then I was using a clay from France. And 5 years later, the light bulb went off, and I said, after being in the industry my whole career, I realized all of us women are using a lot of toxic ingredients in our cosmetics and our skincare. And really very important to us today is, what are we doing for the largest organ of our body? And those of you who are not going through menopause right now, you're still going through hormonal issues. And it's that we go through, that we have a lot of endocrine disruptors that are in our products today that cause for other issues. And I think you've been reading a lot about it, you've been hearing a lot about it through food, through our nutrition. But what I really realized is that when I really decided to do this, it wasn't just about oncology and cancer patients, it's about all of us. Whatever age we're going through, our skin goes through hormonal changes, which is why I'm really happy to be here having this conversation with all of you, because we go through those stages of life, and so does our skin, because our skin is so smart, and it's in that intelligence knows what it needs and knows what it wants, and our body knows what it needs and knows what it wants. And so as we share this today with you, Immunicology is here to bring you through that journey, to really be part of the community of where we are now doing things like yoga together, right? And we're doing things that are really healthy for our body. Now we have to be thinking about our skin. And so that's why I'm here today, and what I'm doing with Immunicology, and thinking about each product that I develop with my ethnobotanists from France, what's gonna be good not just for me, but for all of you. So happy to be here with all of you.
Thank you. Perfect.
So my name,
Go ahead.
hello.
Here we go.
Yeah. So my name's Josie. I'm a clinical nutritionist and I work with midlife women. I specifically work with South Asian women because there are so few of us that really, talk about midlife or talk about menopause in the South Asian community, talking about things like your period or pregnancy or infertility or sexual health. It's not really spoken about. So I wanted to really get out there, target midlife women, especially the South Asian community, and be one of those people that, are open to talk about it, because menopause is probably the biggest hormonal shift you will face is when you reach menopause. It is not when you have your period or when you go through pregnancy, it is when you go through menopause. Some people breeze through menopause, they don't even know that, they just stop their period one day and they're like, oh, okay, that's menopause. But there are many people who struggle, and they struggle for years. I remember my mother, again, I haven't even spoken to her about her menopause years till this day, but I remember her struggling with hot flashes. It would be dead of winter, we lived in Maryland, the AC would be on in her room. I'm like, what, Mom, what are you doing? Oh God, it's so hot, it's so hot, it's so hot. It's not something she ever spoke about to us. She's never spoke about it to her doctors, because back then, doctors, even now, they don't understand menopause. They don't understand what it, because it's a certain training.
Even I'm 41, my doctor is like, do you still have your period? He's like, then you don't have to think about it until it stops. And I'm like, and this is exactly why we're here, and this is what inspired me. It was that conversation with my doctor that inspired me, being like, I think this is really important for us to talk about as we're in our middle ages, but also as I know that the demographic of Techweek is generally much younger, and it's like, it's the stuff that you don't think about, but it's literally going to happen to every single person.
If you had your period, you're gonna go through menopause.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen to each and every one of you, and you live 1/3 of your life in menopause. So these are important years, and the most bone loss is a huge, huge thing. So in your perimenopause years, you lose 10% of your bone density, and that's major. That's very important. I'm also a practitioner, a yoga practitioner. I'm also a yoga teacher. I use yoga as a way to stay fit. When I had my first child, that was in 2000, the year 2000, yoga was huge. Sting and Madonna and Gwyneth Paltrow, everybody was practicing yoga, and they were practicing Ashtanga yoga. So I was an Ashtanga practitioner, and I did that for many years. And when I hit my mid-40s, yoga wasn't cutting it for me, and I'm not here to shit on yoga. Yoga is great, it's fantastic. The older you get, you need yoga for flexibility, agility, but to change body composition, something happens in your mid-40s. You develop this meno belly, is what they call it, so you start to thicken around the waist. And so yoga wasn't cutting it for me, and like what was happening to my body. So I became a certified a personal trainer. I also have that certification. I used strength training as my way to change my body composition. So I was able to lose 15 pounds, not by doing yoga, but by strength training. And it is so important as you get older. Yoga is something that you should be doing. It should be something that you do secondary. But strength training is something that you should do.
To kind of bring it back to like symptoms of menopause and different stages of kind of life, you know, I think the other thing that inspired me to have this conversation is not just the fact that we get like bone low density, right? Like that this happens to us at like the peak of our careers. Like we're at the top of our careers of wherever we are in our life, generally, professionally, and then all of a sudden we get this like, you know, runaway train coming towards us. We see it and we're like, okay, what is it? And we have no idea how hard is it gonna hit us. So I would ask, you know, and I know this is a really weird question, but what are the top one thing, because from my understanding, it's all about preparation, right? It's like, it's not a reactive situation, it's making sure that you're living a lifestyle leading up to it that is generally healthy, or as healthy as possible for your body. What are the top things that, and this is for everyone, that you should be doing in your 20s, in your 30s, and in your 40s in order to try to get into this menopause part of your life as gracefully as possible, yes.
Eat a balanced diet, a whole food. Whole foods is your go-to. That doesn't mean you can't have processed foods every now and then. We all do. I mean, I would be lying to say that I don't have a bag of Doritos every now and then. I do. But a balanced diet full of phytoestrogens, full of herbs, full of antioxidants. So use your herbs, use ginger, use turmeric, use fresh herbs, eat your greens, eat your whole grains. Don't be afraid of carbs. That's such a, I don't know, I guess from Atkins, that's sort of, you know, everybody's scared of carbs, but B vitamins in whole grains and carbohydrates is so important as you're going through midlife. Cut down your consumption of alcohol. I love my alcohol. I was a Diet Coke and rum girl. In my 30s, I was a wine drinker. In my 40s, I stopped drinking, except I had a glass. I had a margarita with Karen last night, but I don't drink anymore. It doesn't serve you. It's a very, it's something we do socially. I thought, you know, I can give up meat, I can give up anything else, but don't tell me to give up alcohol.
Well, we have some toast for you. So we have a can of toast that you can take with you.
Move your body, that's another one. Movement, very, very important. Did you have a question?
Karen? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what are phytoestrogens?
Okay, so phytoestrogens you find in plant-based foods, something like soy. Don't be afraid of soy. People are very scared of soy. I have one of my best friends who had breast cancer. She has not seen a nutritionist, but she's gone through 2 rounds of breast cancer. She is so scared of soy. She will not eat soy, and I'm like, listen, it is preventative, so you should be eating soy foods. You shouldn't be eating it every day, maybe, but 3 times a week, eat soy. It can also prevent hot flashes. So if you're prone to hot flashes, or your mother had hot flashes, eat a lot of soy. I have never experienced a hot flash. I am 52. Maybe it's because I've been eating soy for the past 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Stress. We live in a world where we cannot avoid stress. So manage your stress. That's very important. And sleep. It's not getting 8 hours of sleep. It's getting 8 hours or even 6 hours of quality sleep. That's very, very important. So if I can say anything, these are the things that I would say.
Is there, I don't want to,
No, go for it.
I am going to be 15 in September, and I'm in perimenopause now. Some of the challenges that I've been facing are, I did a menopause coach at the end of last year, so I could figure out what was going on with my body, that I would be able to communicate it to my students. but I'm having some difficulties in regards to the African diet, but I know that I'm not getting enough nutrients and vitamins in my system. But I get constipated from pill form vitamins, so that is something I'm just not going to take them. So my challenges right now are finding the right amount, the mix, and I don't really know what to do to get the B vitamins, and I know that I'm lacking to get all of the other nutrients in my system without it causing constipation. That it's the cycle. So I don't really know where to turn or what to do for that side of it. I've increased the herbs in my, when I say that my diet has changed considerably, I've really been more moving to more of a Mediterranean diet, because that feels right inside and makes nice, it's not heavy, and I can move really good that way. But I know that there are some things that I lack because exhaustion is insane. That alcohol, I don't have hot flashes when I'm not drinking, but when I'm drinking, I'm in pools of sweat in my bed. So that is huge. And New York is huge for happy hour. So that's a big one. So I have to, manage that. But it really is the vitamins. And I'm terrified because I move a lot, I jump a lot, I use my body, and I don't want to make myself sick just because I'm not getting that last little balance.
So sometimes I tell my clients, I know people don't like to track, but it's always good to track. And I use Chronometer, which I think is fabulous because it also tracks your minerals. So you'll know where you're deficient. And this is not something you have to do, for the rest of your life, but it gives you a very good idea of what is lacking in your diet and how many calories, because under eating is also not a good thing. I mean, that worked in your 20s and 30s. It does not work now. You cannot be under eating. It just causes more stress and to your body, can cause weight gain. So there's a free app called Chronometer. Start tracking. And that,
What is it called?
Chronometer? Yeah.
I just wanted to build off of a few of your points. I cannot agree more with the tracking. I love the Oura Ring. It really helps to track stress levels as well as the quality of the sleep that you're getting as you're going through this stage. And in terms of phytoestrogens, our product, 2 Moons, contains phytoestrogens in the first half of the cycle. It's a 2-half supplement. So the pumpkin and flax seeds contain phytoestrogens, which are estrogen balancing. And it also, the second half contains progesterone boosting seeds as well. And overall, as you're heading in perimenopause, menopause, all your hormones are declining. And so you need boosts of all of these elements. And in the second half of the cycle, we also include psyllium, which is good for digestion. So psyllium is an herb that's good for digestion. And all of our capsules, they're all ground from natural, non-GMO products. It's just seeds that are finely ground. They're not synthetic vitamins.
Awesome. No, thank you. And I think this is I feel like this has been a taboo topic for many years, right? Like first we weren't really talking about our periods, and then we weren't allowed to talk about menopause. And same thing, I don't think I've talked to my mom once about menopause. I think she finally told me 10 years after her menopause, she got onto HRT, and I'm like, I still don't really know what that is. And it's interesting, right? The conversations that we have, even with our own moms, that are the most intimate environment. So, this is maybe the beginning of a conversation that can continue. Maybe we'll kind of continue this topic and get into more detail, but our goal with this is to bring younger people into the room and really have you guys start thinking about this, not in a sense of this is going to happen to you, but in a sense of you have time to really do something about it and to really think of what can be changed, specifically with these new technology that's coming out and how that can impact the conversation. So, but thank you guys for being here. I know this was a bit short and sweet. I appreciate everybody taking the time. Obviously, ask questions if you guys have any, and thank you so much for today. Thank you. If anybody has any